maybe one of your...
It's Bob Sansevier here with John Shipley and Pioneer Press Deputy Sports Editor John Plume. John, this whole closer by committee thing, I don't think anybody's a fan of that. Do you see it working? You see them going out to get someone, or one of them emerges in a matter of weeks?
I think you got to use one of them who emerges. I don't like the closer by committee. I'm sure the Twins don't like the closer by committee. I will say this, though. I don't think they should go out and waste an asset on a closer, because I do think they have guys in this in this bullpen that can do it. They have a very good bullpen. I think Guerrier, Crain, I like. I don't like Liriano. I think that's a disaster waiting to happen. This guy's head, he turns like an owl. He almost goes 360 like, Linda Blair in The Exorcist. You don't want to make him a closer. No. This guy was barely hanging on being a starter. You want to get him back together, get his head on straight, make him a very good closer. I tell you what, if he comes back, he's not a fifth. If he comes back to what he could be, he's not the fifth starter.
No, he moves up to the top of the rotation.
He's a very good pitcher. Plus, he's a lefty. I don't think you want to make a lefty your closer. I don't like that idea, especially with home runs and everything like that. I like Jesse Crain. I only seem to be the only person who likes him.
John, who do you like?
If you're going to spend the money that they've spent going into the season on Hudson and Hardy and Mauer and the new stadium and make all these great moves that they've done, and you can't argue against what the front office has done, then you have to go out and get a closer and solidify this thing to make a run at the World Series.
You are not going to trade for a closer who is going to be much better than anyone you got now, and you're going to be wasting an asset on it. Joe Nathan was a starter when the Twins traded for him. You can make someone, if the guy has the head for it and has an arm, he can be a closer.
So who's got the head for it? Crain? Well,
I think Crain does.
Crain has had problems.
I think Guerrier does.
He has to prove he's gotten over those.
Yeah, but I think Guerrier does. Plus, these guys want to do this. It's an opportunity for them. It's a different situation. You're usually coming on, with nobody on base in the ninth. I mean, let's face it, that's the way it usually works. You're in some jams, but these guys are always coming in a jam. So I try these guys out, do your little committee thing for a while, and then as soon as someone seems to have their head on straight about it, you make them the closer.
All right, John, give me the name. Who's going to be the closer? When it's all said and done, who's the closer on this team?
I think you trade for Heath Bell, and if it means giving up...
But will San Diego give up Heath Bell?
I think if you give up Glenn Perkins and maybe one of your top prospects...
Delman? Would Delman do it in Perkins?
I wouldn't give up Delman.
You wouldn't give up Delman for a closer.
Not give
you
up
want
Delman.
A closer, but you won't give up somebody for it. And
No.
you put Tomei at DH, and you give up Delman, Young, and Perkins. That might get them for you.
Perkins and one of their top prospects in the minors.
I'd rather give up Delman than a top prospect.
I'd rather give up him than Ben Revere. John, you want to take any shots at Tubby while we're at it?
No, that's okay. I'll pass on.
In the weeks ahead, maybe we'll find out who has the head and the arm for it. John. We'll talk this. We'll be talking closers for a few weeks anyway.